here in the top of the first inning. 1 out, and up to bat for Skowhegan is number 5, Zeb Tibbetts. Colton Carson on the mound for the Oxford Hills Vikings, as Steve was telling you earlier. Carson steps and fires. Call it a strike on the check swing, and counts 1-1.
Carson, a guy that's around the plate, likes to throw a lot of strikes. Interesting to see him start off the first hitter with a ball, come back with 3 strikes to strike him out. Started off with a ball on the second hitter as well, so starting a little bit behind.
Carson deals, swung on a miss. Nice curveball there. And it's 1-2.
Tell you, that curveball is a plus curveball just based on the fact that it is so much slower than his fastball. You're talking about a big difference in velocity.
And a strike out there, and there's 2 away. Just like that.
And it's going to be tough to get used to the pace of Carson. The wind is enough of a challenge, swirling around in your helmet, and you're really trying to pick up his hand. And he's thrown some pretty good fastballs here early. He's around the plate. I think the strategy against a guy that's around the plate this much, swing early in the count. Don't let him get ahead.
First pitch is in there for a strike.
Of course, you can always take the first one, too.
Christopher Marcus up the dish. Marcus Christopher, excuse me. That pitch is fouled away.
Thank you to the wind for dying down.
Thank you.
Just as we've started
here.
Thank
you to
we'll
said
take that.
wind.
We will take that.
Welcome back on the radio side of things. It's the CMCC Game of the Week. Video side of things, it's the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week. We are live in Spectrum Healthcare Partners broadcast booth for Oxford Hills and Skowhegan quarterfinals baseball. Pitch is just a little low.
Most of where Carson has been missing is down in the zone. Coach Slicer very happy with that. If you've got a pitcher, you want him to miss, you want him to miss low. Stay down low in the zone, make him do the work the baseball into the ground.
Off-speed pitch is in there for a strike, strike 3, and just like that, 3 up, 3 down for Skowhegan in the top of the first. Oxford Hills due up to bat. We'll be right back. It's the Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7 and MBR.org.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
It's the bottom of the first inning. No score between Skowhegan and Oxford Hills. Maine's Big Z 92.7, Sports Time 780. Video stream at MBR.org and on MBR.org's Facebook page. Cam Esty is on the hill. Oh, excuse me, Colby Esty is on the hill for Skowhegan against Cam Slicer leading off for the Vikings. Skowhegan, Oxford Hills, the 7 versus the 2. Pitch is in there for a strike. And we're underway.
Had a chance to see Etsy warm up closer to us anyway. Kid that throws the ball pretty hard, very consistently, hit the target just about all through warm-ups.
And Slicer's going to get hit, and he's going to go right to first base. That was a heck of a bat flip for getting hit,
yeah,
Steve.
Yeah,
that was
excited.
You don't see that often.
Cam's a guy that's excited about getting on base any way he can. He can create some havoc on the base pass, so any way they can take it to Vikings will accept the free pass.
Up to the dish now will be Rodney Bean.
Ooh.
And throw to first base is trickling away, but Slicer's safe.
Etsy trying to get a little too fancy on that one. Threw the ball before he had his shoulders squared completely. Almost pegged it past Slicer.
Pitch to Bean is in their first strike, 0-1. Both pitchers, limited size here with Esty, but Carson was throwing BBs.
Yeah, no doubt. Good velocity for both guys.
Strikes are the key in these situations. A bunt, and Esty will field it, throw it over to Marcus, and there's one away. Up to second will advance Slicer. You don't get to see the bunt very often in the pro game now, so seeing a bunt here, confusing. Usually when you see it, everybody else at you.
Well done, Rodney Bean.
Yes.
That's what you want out of your second place hitter. I got to tell you, that's refreshing to see. It's refreshing to see it called, and it's refreshing to see it executed to the extent that it was. So good job here by the Vikings.
Yannick Lukska, the 3-hole hitter, batting right in there. Takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Just underway, no score between Skowhegan and Oxford Hills. Just a reminder, the softball game is next door on 96.9 AM 1450. .0 pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1.
Etsy had a game earlier this year against Coney, nearly perfect through 6 innings, only threw 65 pitches. So he's around the plate. Oxford knows they got to be aggressive.
Pitch is low, bounces in there, 2-1. Slicer, not the tallest guy.
No, absolutely not. And yeah, I'll tell you, he can look against that green backstop. I'll tell you, it's you can blend in.
You certainly can. That pitch is fouled away over the backstop.
None of the outfielders seem to have too much of an issue throwing in the wind from the outfield.
That pitch is going to be lined into center field for a base hit. Slicer is going to be sent. Throw to the plate is high. 1-0 Vikings.
You got to be happy if you're the Vikings. You talk about leadoff walks. You talk about putting the leadoff guy on base. That time, Esty hitting Slicer on the second pitch of the game, put him on first. He advances on the sacrifice fly, and Lukska able to put it in the outfield, drive in the run, and now get himself into scoring position, advancing 2 bases on that throw.
So with Lukska on third base, up to the dish now will be number 19, Ashton Kennison, batting left-handed. Pitch to him is low, 1-0.
Tell you, that's a big run early. It's got to give Carson some confidence, and if they can put a crooked number up there, he'll have even more confidence out there.
That pitch is going to be lined to short. Thought about throwing home, said throws to first, just in time. Run scores Lukska, and it's 2-0 Vikings.
Boy, it looked like that time Hunt over at shortstop collected the ball, and deep in the hole at shortstop took an eye over at Yannick running from third all the way in, but I don't think he would have had him, Matt. He made the right play over to first to get the out, give up the run.
Hunter Labossiere steps in, batting right-handed. Pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 0-1. 2-0 Oxford Hills, bottom of the first. Winner of this one will get Mount Ara Edward Little. That game will be happening at 4 o'clock in Auburn. That pitch is going to be bunted foul, popped up over by the Oxford Hills dugout.
Labossiere's got plenty of speed, trying to bunt for a base hit there.
Count is 0-2 with 2 outs.
And why not? You got the third baseman playing 5 or 6 paces behind third base. There's a lot of room there in the infield diamond.
Pitch. Off speed outside 1-2. Popped up. And looks like he's going to get to first base. And Christopher will catch that pop-up. Marcus Christopher ends the inning for Skowhegan, but not before Oxford Hills gets 2 runs. End of 1. 2-0. Oxford Hills will be right back on Maine's Big Z 92.7, Sports Time 780, and MBR.org. We'll be right back.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers, and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, Athletic Apparel Consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com. Full Court Press is on your team. Full Court Press is more than just a coffee shop. Some of their print services include color copies, black and white copies, posters, bindings, calendars, cards, business cards, and every door direct mail. They're located at 855 Main Street in Westbrook. Call them today at 207-464-0002 or request an estimate, place an order, and much more on their website at fullcourtpress.biz. That's fullcourtpress.biz. When you need a copy shop to bring the heat, it's time to hire Full Court Press.
Top of the second, 2-0 Oxford Hills. Colton Carson on the mound. First pitch is in there for a strike. Up at the dish for Skowhegan is Keel LaChapelle, the designated hitter for the pitcher Esty. Second pitch is a ball in the dirt, 1-1. Swung on a missed 1-2.
I think Carson can really just kind of hang on to his fastball right here, maybe just stick to it, you know, sort of 70, 80% most of the time, and then just throw enough off speed to keep him guessing, but he can just locate his fastball.
Pitch is fouled away into the parking lot, which is why people don't park over there.
I'm always amazed by the void in parking spaces, and then people pull in like, oh, wow, these are good, these are good spots.
Right up here.
Nobody's parking here?
Yeah, how does that go? Pitch is high. Count now 2-2. And that pitch is going to be grounded to second. Throw over to first. In time, one away.
Boy, nice job over at second base by Rodney Bean. Ball hit hard to his backhand side. Made the right play, opened up that right foot to get a good early first step. Rolled up into the backhand, made a good strong throw over to Kennison at first. Nice job defensively there behind Carson.
Nice play by Bean. Lukska gave him the fist pump and the bro hug after that. One away, top of the second, 2-0 Oxford Hills. Pitch is fouled away by Ryan Savage, the left-handed hitting left fielder, and the count is 0-1. It's a gray day. It's windy. It's not super warm, but it's not freezing. Good day for baseball. Pitch is in on the inside corner, 0-2.
Good day to be a catcher. Put some gear on, get back there, a lot of movement, you know. I mean, sometimes you can get a little bit long in the outfield, but you're a catcher, you're in the infield, you're in it. Days like this, you embrace them.
Pitch, swung on a missed. And there's 2 away. Off speeder.
Fourth strikeout that time by Carson, and like we talked about, I think he can really get by on his fastball and just get in their head enough about the fastball And so throw enough breaking balls to keep him off balance. On the Skowhegan side, you got to see the fastball and react to the breaking pitch.
Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. That is Aiden Louder at the dish. His pitch is fouled away. Into the parking lot.
And one tailgate.
just the one tailgate.
Man, if you're an auto body shop, hang a sign right here.
Yes. Off-speed pitch is just a hair low, 1-1. Carson, a quick worker. Ultimate Warrior eye black going on as well.
How about the 4-man umpiring crew?
Pitch is high, 2-1. Yeah, 2-2, excuse me.
That's when you know it's playoff baseball.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that adds more of a dynamic than you think. These guys aren't used to working with 2 other guys on the field, and some of the mechanics are slightly different.
Pitch is in there for a strike, strike 3. And that will end that inning. We're halfway through the second, 2-0 Oxford Hills. We'll be right back on the CMMC Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved.
Etsy, you can tell, really reaching back and trying to let it go. He's reaching for a little bit extra here.
3-0 Oxford Hills with the lead over Skowhegan, bottom of the second inning. 1-2 pitch from Esty is going to be hit into right field, and that is going to be over the right fielder's head, and a fair ball rolling, almost all the way to the fence. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Slicer on his way in, standing with no throw to third, and it is 5-0 Oxford Hills, just like that.
As an old saying in baseball, hit it where they ain't, and that's exactly what he did. That time Slicer hooking the ball down the right field line, and really Tibbetts had no chance to get it. Even with this wind, the ball carried over his head, and it was an easy 270 feet all the way to third base. Could Slicer go? And I think, Matty, we are going to have a pitching change here, good sir.
I think you're right. I think junior Caleb Bridges is going to be coming into the ball game, at least by the looks of things, because he was just warming up just a second ago, and he is headed to the mound right now. We'll take a break for a pitching change. 1 out, bottom of the second, 5-0 Oxford Hills over Skowhegan. We'll be right back.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations. Or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Earlier this inning on a bunt, and he's going to get another nice bunt there, and that's going to be a good sacrifice. That's going to be a nice sacrifice squeeze right there. That'll score Slicer, and it's 6-0 Oxford Hills here in the bottom of the second.
Wow. Hey, when it rains, it pours. But look, it's a real fundamental thing, the bunt. And I'll tell you, when you can do it, when you can repeat it, it becomes a weapon. Man, 2 sacrifice bunts for him. Good for him. Love to see that. Swinging away.
And that is going to go into left field. And not caught. Savage was out there, and it looked like the wind pushed it at the very last second. Didn't look like he turned his head or anything. It looked like the wind just got a little bit of hold of it. Lukska got a little lucky on that one.
Ran hard out of the box. He never gave up. Never, ever, ever gave up on his fleet of foot and able to get to second base. And now he's in scoring position, and Kennison has an opportunity to pick up another RBI.
Kennison batting left-handed, bottom of the second, 6-0 Oxford Hills already. Reminder, the Oxford Hills softball team will be in action at 3:30 on 96.9 AM 1450, the Mighty Ox. Also online at MBRradio.com. That pitch is lined hard into the gap in right center field, all the way to the wall. Lukska will score easily, and Kenniston will stop at third. Another stand-up triple for the Oxford Hills Vikings, and they lead 7-0.
You don't see many stand-up triples, and you certainly don't see many in the same inning. So that's pretty impressive here for the Vikings. They came to play, and these boys are ready to keep putting up runs. Hunter Labossiere now popped out to Christopher, the first baseman, in his first at bat.
Bridges, pitch is low. 2 outs. In the bottom of the second, 7-0 Oxford Hills. They've scored 5 runs this inning. That pitch is outside for a ball. Count is now 3-0 on Labossiere.
Not an easy task for Bridges to come in with the situation he had.
Pitch is outside on a 4-pitch walk for Bridges, and now runners on first and third for Oxford Hills, with Emery Chickering, the third baseman, coming up to the dish.
That's officially a scorecard buster. We will cycle back to the start of the lineup for this half inning. Emery Chickering led off the inning.
And we have officially heard it. Chickering takes the first pitch, pops it over to short, and it is dropped by the shortstop. It is dropped by the shortstop. That will be an error on Hunt, and it will be 8-0 Oxford Hills. And this inning is not going well for Skowhegan right now.
No, when it rains, it pours. They're just having a sort of a collective meltdown here. We've had a couple of people. SD had trouble finding the strike zone. Savage dropped the ball in left field. That time it was Hunt not able to collect it.
Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Troy Johnson up at the dish. He is hitting for Colton Carson. Pitch low and outside, 2-0.
Walked and scored a run earlier this inning.
Runners on first and third, 2 out, bottom of the second. Pitch lined up the middle for a base hit, and another run will score. And it is 9-0 Oxford Hills. This is a clinic for the Vikings.
There was just something about this team in pregame, Matty. I mean, there's just a sense of confidence, sort of an air of we've prepared for this moment, we're ready for this moment, and boy, they have come out just attacking offensively here, just in the second inning.
Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Another pitch is low, 2-0. Wyatt Williamson at the dish. What's great is we'll be able to talk about everything everybody did earlier this inning soon.
Yeah, it'll just be a recap of the second inning.
Right. 2 outs, count now 3-0 on Williamson as that pitch is outside. And Bridges got warmed up pretty quickly, and you almost wonder if he got warmed up a little too quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, and just some of that contagious fielding that you see that's going on out there.
As you got another one into the hole at short, and off the scoop. Nice play there by Christopher to scoop that one. And that will end the inning, but not before Oxford Hills gets 7 runs. We're headed to the top of the third inning. Oxford Hills 9, Skowhegan nothing. We'll be right back. It's baseball on Maine's Big Z Sports Time 780 and video stream at MBR.org.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations. Or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
From the front office staff
You need to turn down the brightness on your video screen.
Pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Just like that, we're through 3, 9-0. Oxford Hills will be right back, headed to the bottom of the 3rd.
from the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors. We're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Full Court Press is on your team. Full Court Press is more than just a coffee shop. Some of their print services include color copies, black and white copies, posters, bindings, calendars, cards, business cards, and every door direct mail. They're located at 855 Main Street in Westbrook. Call them today at 207-464-0002 or request an estimate, place an order, and much more on their website at fullcourtpress.biz. That's fullcourtpress.biz. When you need a copy shop to bring the heat, it's time to hire Full Court Press.
Welcome back. Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Oxford Hills up 9-0.
Pruitt, Slicer, Bean, 9-1-2 for the Vikings.
Pitch Pruitt is in there for a strike, 0-2. Pitch high, 1-2. Welcome back on the radio side of things. Maine's Big Z 92.7, Sports Time 780. Oxford Hills leads Skowhegan 9-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pruitt is up at the dish. Count is 1-2. Pitch is flared into center, into right, and beautiful diving catch. Nice play by Zeb Tibbetts out in right field, and there's there's 2 away.
Wow. I did not think there was a chance. None. 0 chance. 0.0 chance he was going to get to it. Never gave up on it. Lost his hat just as he's going to dive for it. Caught it right up against the ground. Heck of a play out there by Tibbetts and right.
Don't get to see that one. It was very web gemmy right there.
That was web gemmy.
1 out. Excuse me. I trusted the scoreboard, and you can't do
Whoa.
that. Pitch is low to Slicer.
1 for 1, had a triple in that big 2nd inning. He scored a couple of runs so far.
Pitch popped up into left and caught. 2 away. Ryan Savage with the catch. To the dish now is Roddy Bean. A couple of bunts for Bean, including an RBI.
He must be salivating at this point, just looking to take big hacks, huh? Both times been asked by Coach Slicer to sacrifice a guy over. This time he'll get to swing away. Behind 0-1 now.
Pitch is fouled away at the dish.
Right on it, though.
Yeah, he was. He was. Pitch is flared into right field. Again, Tibbetts tracking, and makes the catch. That one much easier than the first one this inning. And a quick inning for Oxford Hills offensively. Skowhegan puts them up 1-2-3. End of 3, 9-0 Vikings. We'll be right back on Maine's Big Z 92.7 Sports Time, Maine AM 780 and MBR.org. We'll be right back.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations, or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Inning. He was excited, Matty. He was first up to bat here in the top half of the fourth. He just wanted to get in and hit.
That's what it
yeah,
was.
He just
He's
wanted
like,
to get in and hit.
I'm ready to go. We're down by 9. I can't hit a 9-run homer.
Let's go.
But I can get a run back one way or the other. Right?
You got it, man. I'm right there with you.
That does happen all the time, though, at every level, right?
We do have a new pitcher. It looks like Troy Johnson's going to come in for Carson.
Of course, we watched Troy Johnson throw a 5-inning no-hitter last year. So
we did, against a team that I would anticipate the Vikings are anticipating playing. Can we get to that second tier of anticipation?
We could. We could. The problem with that is we've seen Mount Ararat win in the first round before.
On a day just like this.
On a day just like this, in a very similar situation. So, yeah,
be careful, Eddies.
We'll let the chickens come home first. Johnson's first pitch, inside, 1-0. Up at the dish is Zeb Tibbetts, as Steve mentioned. .0 pitch fouled away. 1-1. Fouled straight back, to be precise.
Johnson presents certainly a change in velocity, but also a much different release point. He's a little bit shorter. Okay, a lot of bit shorter than Carson. Big rainbow curveball there, way off the plate.
2-1, outside 3-1.
Tibbetts waiting for something that he can poke out there, and you see a new pitcher come in like this. It wasn't part of the plan for the Vikings, so make Johnson throw strikes. Ooh.
And that didn't work out. Count is full at 3-2. 9-0 Oxford Hills with the lead. Johnson on the mound in relief of Carson. We don't know how many pitches he threw, do we?
No.
No. Okay.
My guess is enough to go again on Saturday.
That would be my guess. Ball is hit into left field, and it'll be tracked down there by Labossiere, and there's one away. Nice job there by Labossiere. This wind is, we're up on the, we're behind first base, so down the right field line a little bit, kind of more past second base, I guess you could say. And the wind is blowing directly towards us. So that means the wind is blowing out. So if you get a hole in one today, it's going to carry a little bit. But also, if you hit it over towards left field, it's going to push itself more towards center and right. So fielders are going to be aware of that. So far, they've all been doing their thing.
Tell you, keep an eye on the tops of the trees. Keep checking the wind, because it is a doozy.
First pitch to Christopher was a strike. The second pitch was lined into right field for a base hit. And there's 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 4th for Skowhegan.
Boy, well struck ball that time by Christopher. Nice line drive out to right field. Went right at Pruitt, so not a gap ball that kept him at first, but a well struck ball in the Indians trying to get something started here.
Johnson looks over to first for a second. Now dishes from the stretch. In their first strike, 0-1. Pitch to LaChapelle in there again, 0-2. 1 out, top of the 4th.
If I had to guess for Carson, I'd say he's under 45 pitches. I mean, he only went through the lineup. We only saw 10 hitters.
Well, if they need him Saturday, he will definitely be available. That 0-2 pitch is fouled back by LaChapelle.
Christopher does not look like he is a guy that's much of a threat from a stealing standpoint on the bases. Trying to get as big a secondary lead as he can.
Pitch by Johnson. Low.
Williamson trying to bring that one up behind the plate.
1-2, 1 out, top of the fourth, 9-0 Oxford Hills. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here at the Gwinnett Athletic Complex. Pitch popped up. Second, Bean looking, waiting, catches it. 2 away. Now up to the plate, be a pinch hitter. It's like Savage is going to be out of there. So number 7, Jimmy Reed comes up to the dish, batting left-handed. Jimmy, a freshman. You're going to see a few more freshmen, I think, around baseball this year, just due to numbers. That pitch is swung on a miss, 0-1. Foul tipped, according to the umpire. Sun is out. I warmed it up.
We'll take
instantly,
it. We'll
right?
take it. We'll
Instantly.
take it. Great solar gain out here.
Instant warm-up. Pitch is going to be lined into right field for a base hit, right past the first baseman, Kennison. And Skowhegan has runners on first and second with 2 out here in the top of the fourth, trailing 9-0. Aiden Lauder is the catcher, and he's due up next.
Seems like these left-handed hitters have had a little bit more success against Johnson. That's why Skowhegan going to Reed there in the pinch hitting role. Now Aiden Lauder will get a chance to make up for the strikeout looking he had in the second inning.
Pitch, foul back, 0-1. The Vikings can get one more while holding Skowhegan here. Could be looking at mercy rule stuff.
Yep.
But we're still ways away from that. Can't count that chicken before you hatch either.
No.
Curveball, just low. 1-1. That was a pretty looking breaking pitch right there. Just shy of the knees.
He's got it again. It's that differential from the fastball. Can he command it?
Pitch is going to be grounded to short, to Bean at second. Lukska to Bean, and that will end the threat. Midway through 4, 9-0 Oxford Hills over Skowhegan. On the radio side of things, it's a CMCC Game of the Week. From the Spectrum Healthcare Partners broadcast booth, from the video side of things, it's the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org. Don't move, we'll be right back.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers, and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th inning, Oxford Hills and Skowhegan. Quarterfinals, Northern A. Winner gets Edward Little Mount Ararat on Saturday. Right now, looking like Oxford Hills is going to be playing again on Saturday. 9-0 they lead. Lukska swinging at the first pitch. Popped up to third, and Cruz catches it in foul territory, and there's one away.
First pitch swinging for Yannick and got him in on the hands a little bit.
Of course, we we went over. We found earlier, Yannick's name. They were very concerned. We weren't going to be able to pronounce it. We knew.
That's right. That's right.
We knew.
We knew.
Hunter Lavoisier steps up, batting left-handed. Pitch is going to be lined sharply to second base. Bossier to second gets thrown out, and there's 2 away. There's a heck of a play there by Barry to catch that hot shot and keep it in front of him. He didn't snag it cleanly, but got it and threw it over. 2 out. Oxford Hills up 9-0. Into the dish now, That was Kennison who hit that. It's Labossiere who's up now.
Okay.
Pardon me. I had my finger on the wrong slot.
You're
there.
good.
Pitch is inside for a ball, 1-0. I promise we are not in a wind tunnel. Pitch is in there for a strike.
We're not.
We're not.
No
There's
flying cows, nothing.
No, there's nothing. No one's mooed at me yet.
Close.
A couple times. Low, 1-2. Caleb Bridges into the ball game, relieving senior Colby Esty, who started the game. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2.
Big difference is these in this third and fourth inning for the Vikings haven't been able to get the lead guy on. That leadoff man has been really the one thing that makes them go, and Bridges doing a nice job keeping the leadoff guy off base.
2-2 pitches outside, 3-2. I think as soon as Oxford Hills gets on base, things change for them.
Wow.
You know, constant movement.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's just it. They can create havoc.
3-2 pitch. That's a strike, and down goes Labossiere. He was running to first base thinking it was a ball. He did not get that call.
Nope.
No, he did not.
He didn't.
Headed to the top of the fifth. Oxford Hills, 9. Skowhegan, nothing. We'll be back. It's the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 927 Sports Time, Maine AM 780 from the Spectrum Healthcare Partners broadcast booth. On the video side of things, Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org. We'll be right back.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center, Central Maine Orthopedics, OA Centers for Orthopedics, all playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Welcome back. Top of the fifth inning, Oxford Hills 9, Skowhegan nothing. Troy Johnson on the hill. His pitch is off speed and high, 1-0.
Cruz, Hunt, and Barry. Hey, we had that in the third inning.
No, he did.
Okay.
Pitch by Johnson, high again, 2-0. Oxford Hills softball will be getting underway shortly on 96.9 AM 1450. Pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Home plate umpire's been consistent today.
Absolutely.
Give him more credit than the umpires I've seen in the Yankees or Red Sox series.
Oh.
That pitch is going to be hit. Is it hit towards us?
No, it's shallow of us.
Okay, all right. It was hit towards us. I was like, is that going to land? Is that going to go through the tent? It did not.
Camera guy's in front of us, so you can push him forward.
Yeah, it's fine. Just sacrifice Tyler for that. Pitch is foul back. Count is even at 2-2, 9-0 Oxford Hills, top of the fifth inning. Johnson sets, kicks, delivers. Cruz will ground it to short. Lukska off the high bounce, throws it over to first. In time. Keniston with a nice stretch over at first base. And there's one away.
Wow, deep in the hole that time was Yannick, but able to collect the ball, set his feet, and make a good hard throw. You don't want to put too much of an emphasis on getting rid of that ball quickly so that there's nothing behind it. It's tailing. It's tougher for Kennison. Delivered a good throw.
Pitch to Cruz is high, 1-0. Cruz, Hunt, Berry. Cruz, Hunt, Berry. 1 out. Pitch is fouled away. Count evens at 1-1. Or excuse me, count is now 1-2, according to old scoreboard.
Literally. That thing could use some fresh paint.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit. Little slight bit. That off-speed pitch is fouled away barely.
Don't need LED or anything like that. I mean, just some fresh paint. You know,
just a little fresh paint.
Fresh green, fresh white.
The other thing I'd like to see them do is repair the electrical outlet here on this lacrosse scoreboard.
That would work.
So that we could plug that in.
Would work.
But that pitch is going to be whacked into left field, caught out there by the left fielder, Labossiere, one away. That was a pretty good job there by Hunt to go up high and just turn the bat head on it. Just didn't have enough power to do anything.
Hit it hard, hit it down the line, and off the bat, my reaction was based on the fact I didn't think Labossiere was going to be able to get to it, but he settled under it pretty easily.
Kind of hung there for a little bit. We are approaching Wyndham Portland winds now, ladies and gentlemen. Wyndham Portland winds. This is where we hold on to the camera and everything else for dear life. Barry at the dish. Pitches a ball outside 1-0. 9-0 Oxford Hills, bottom of the 5th inning. Or excuse me, top of the 5th inning. Pitch. Popped up.
Oh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for hitting that.
Wow.
This that was,
gentleman saved.
Saved that young lady.
Yeah, he sure did. Wow. That one had seeing eyes. Okay.
1-1 pitch. Outside corner for a ball, 2-1. Just off the outside corner. Johnson is a quick worker. He gets that ball, gets set, and he's ready to go.
Waste no time.
Pitch is going to be flared to the second baseman, and Bean will track that down. And we are through 4.5. It's an official game if you're into that sort of thing. Headed towards the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-0 Oxford Hills. We'll be back.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Bottom of the 5th inning.
Shout out to the giant Canadian geese in center field that haven't left.
They have not left the entire game. They're just hanging out, watching the game, hanging out in center. You could put a Monument Park out there. It's so deep. 2 balls after that pitch is low and outside to Chickering. 2-0, 9-0 Vikings, bottom of the 5th. If they score one more run, I think that walks it off. 2-0 pitch is on the outside corner, 2-1.
A little bit more patient here in the bottom half of the 5th are the Vikings, not swinging so aggressively early in the count, making Bridges work a little bit.
Pitch is going to be lined hard into center field and over the center fielder's head, and that's going to go away, as that might be more than a triple.
Yep.
The Canadian geese still hanging. They moved a little bit. Chickering into third base with a stand-up triple. And the leadoff runner is on for Oxford Hills, and those geese cannot be bothered.
Outstanding.
They will not be bothered.
Pretty sure you could go right over there and pet them if you wanted to. And I'm not concerned about the baseball.
They are not concerned.
Emery Chickering just hit, that's for sure. Wow, all the way to third base, and now a big opportunity here. We've got a pinch runner. I didn't see what number it is, but there is a pinch runner down here at third. And now Troy Johnson will step up to the dish.
Chickering got all of that one, hit it right over Colby Miller's head. And with this wind, with the wind blowing out, it just carries and carries and carries. Canadian Geese have now moved to another spot a little bit deeper. They're not going to be bothered. Johnson at the dish, pitch is low.
Infield in for Skowhegan, so this run is critically important for the pinch runner over there on third. Coach Slicer had a moment with his pinch runner. Make sure you see the ball through the infield here. Boy, Louder doing a nice job behind the dish, keeping the ball in front. A couple of critical blocks right there.
That is not an easy play. That pitch was low and a bouncer, and Louder had to get that. It's now 2-0. 9-0 Oxford Hills. Bottom of the fifth. 2-0 pitch is going to be grounded to short, thrown over to first, and there's one away. Infield was drawn in there completely. That was a nice play by Hunt to get it over to first, and there's one down.
Look, it's a fundamental play. It's a ground out. You can make it 6-3 in the scorebook, whatever you want to make it, but credit to the Vikings. Nice job by the coaching staff informing the runner, hey, this is what you do. Do not go on contact. Do not give up that run. That run is so critical. And now Cameron Slicer with a, nope, it's going to be Johnny Pruitt, excuse me. No, Wyatt Williamson hits after. Let's go.
Wyatt Williamson. It's our first game today, too, basically. Pitches on the outside corner for a strike.
Williamson's after Johnson. Pruitt's on deck. Wyatt Williamson, your catcher. 1 for 2.
And that pitch is going to be grounded to second, throw over to first, and there's 2 away. Not often that you bring your infielders in, and that was a nice play there by Barry at second. It's not often you bring your infielders in and the ball gets hit right directly at them, and both of those were stung.
Yeah, so it's not often that you bring your infield in and it's hit at one of the infielders. It's certainly less often that you hit it right at 2 separate infielders. Wow, you just don't see it a lot.
Pruitt up at the dish. Chickering's, the pinch runner still at third. Chickering is the one who got the hit. Pitch to Pruitt is outside 1-0. And you know, honestly, with Bridges, he hasn't been throwing a lot of strikes. At this point, I don't think there's any point in swinging. Let him keep going. Pitch is low, 2-0.
Yeah, that's just it. Make him get one over.
And he already bounced a couple, so if one goes back to the backstop, you got enough room there to score that runner, especially in a pinch runner situation. That 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1.
Pruitt's looking for his first hit of the game. He popped out to the first baseman and flew out to right field. Had that wonderful catch by Tibbetts.
Pitch is outside 3-1. Top of the order back up for Oxford Hills after Pruitt. Slicer would be due up next. 9-0 Oxford Hills, bottom of the fifth. One more run, and we'll see you Saturday. Pitch is going to be flared into the gap and caught by the right fielder. That was Tibbetts, who's had a pretty good game so far for Skowhegan, especially from the field. Oxford Hills had a leadoff triple and couldn't get the runner home. We're through 5, 9-0 Oxford Hills. We'll be back on the Game of the Week.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All play on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Full Court Press is on your team. Full Court Press is more than just a copy shop. Some of their print services include color copies, black and white copies, posters, bindings, calendars, cards, business cards, and every door direct mail. They're located at 855 Main Street in Westbrook. Call them today at 207-464-0002 or request an estimate, place an order, and much more on their website at fullcourtpress.biz. That's fullcourtpress.biz. When you need a copy shop to bring the heat, it's time to hire Full Court Press.
Top of the 6th inning, 9-0. Oxford Hills with the lead. Johnson on the hill, and first pitch to Miller is a curveball strike. And second pitch is lined into left field, back, and caught out in the outfield.
Boy,
Lavoisier,
he sees the ball better off the bat than I do, that's for darn sure. That ball was struck well by Miller. 0 for 2 up until that point, 0 for 3 now, but I'll tell you, nice poke out there, and they've been able to make the Indians have much more solid contact against Johnson than they were any contact against Carson.
Pitch is a ball, 1-0 to Tibbetts. Tibbetts had a good day out in right field. Webb gem and a couple of big catches out there. 1-0 pitch, hit out into left field. Lavoisier out there, reading it, catches it, 2 away. Just like you said, Steve, he reads it better than we do.
Yeah, he sees it. He sees it.
Off-speed pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Curveball again for a strike. 0-2. Christopher had to wait on both of them and watch them go in.
Not the time to be looking at pitches, that's for sure.
No. 0-2 pitch is going to be hammered into right field and hammered deeply, and that's going to be over the head of Pruitt all the way to the wall. Christopher is going to slide into second. Actually, he's going to stand in, glide in, I guess you could say, with a double. 9-0 Oxford Hills. Skowhegan has the runner on second with 2 outs.
I wonder if it's where we are up on the hill, elevated a little bit. That was another ball that looked like it was easily going to beat Pruitt in right field. Slicer didn't even really move for it at the center field spot, but just out of the reach of Johnny Pruitt here in right field, it allowed Christopher to get into scoring position. Skowhegan looking to break their scoreless streak. Wild pitch in the dirt is going to allow Christopher to advance over to third. About a 45-foot curveball. 44, 45, yeah. Short is the idea.
Yeah. 60 feet, 6 inches to home, so a little short there. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1 to LaChapelle. Johnson, 1-1 pitch, low and swung over the top by LaChapelle, 1-2.
Boy, LaChapelle's a big guy, takes a big cut, and he's not happy with himself.
LaChapelle with a 1-2. Johnson with a 1-2 pitch to LaChapelle is swung through, swung on a miss, and Skowhegan leaves a runner stranded at third. Midway through 6, 9-0 Oxford Hills. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on Maine's Big C 92.7 Sports Time, Maine AM 780. Video stream at MBR.org. Don't go anywhere.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, Athletic Apparel Consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
Headed towards the bottom of the 6th inning. Oxford Hills 9, Skowhegan nothing. All the action in this one came in the 1st and 2nd inning. So when Oxford Hills scored all their runs, Skowhegan settled down since, but they haven't been able to score any of their own. Top of the order for Oxford Hills. That means you got Slicer, Bean, and Lukska as your 1, 2, and your 3. Taking on Caleb Bridges, still on the mound for Skowhegan. 1-0 pitches, now 2-0 pitches. That one is low.
Talked about the importance of getting the leadoff guy on in terms of scoring opportunities for the Vikings, and that's what Slicer will try to do here as the leadoff hitter in the inning and the leadoff hitter in the lineup.
Pitch. Slicer's pitch is popped into left field, and it is caught. Savage looks that one all the way into the glove. There's one away. If Oxford Hills hangs on to win this one, odds are we'll be back here on Saturday. Odds are. Pitch.
So they're the 2 seed, so we'll definitely be back here, right? If they win, I mean, should they see this through to fruition?
Yes. Oh, one pitch is going to be bunted down the third base line, and that is going to be bunted for a base hit. Nice play there by Bean. Good active play there. Nobody was covering at first until Barry slid over there, and by then the throw was late. So Oxford Hills has a runner on.
Yep.
Runner on first with 1 out.
Take what they give you, and Marcus Christopher over at first base playing well behind the bag and well off the base, and I'll tell you, it was a foot race to see who was going to get to first. Cruz didn't want to throw it because Christopher wasn't standing there. That allowed Bean to reach.
Bunt is threatened, but instead Bean will run down the second and steal it. Throw was way off. Bean was still running. You wonder if he's gonna run to third here.
Yeah, well, take a peek at where that third baseman is playing, and he better be pretty delicate about how far he drifts from that bag. Whoa, Bean's got some speed.
1-0 pitch to Lukska. Outside corner for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning, 9-0 Oxford Hills. The 1-1 is going to be lined down the line for a base hit. It is a fair ball, and that will wrap it up. Oxford Hills wins 10-0. The mercy rule has been enacted. That was a line shot by Lucia right down the line.
Game winner.
Wasn't sure if it was fair or not because the umpire did like the bird thing with the 2 hands, and I was like, I don't know.
Counted.
We will take a quick break. We'll come back with a quick box score recap, and then we'll let you get on over to softball for Oxford Hills, and then baseball for Edward Little and Mount Ararat. It's a game of the week, the CMCC game of the week on 92.7 Maine's Big Z, Sports Time Maine AM 780, and the Spectrum Healthcare Partners game of the week on MBR.org for the video stream. We'll be right back.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center, Central Maine Orthopedics, OA Centers for Orthopedics, all playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
From the front office staff.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, Athletic Apparel Consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
The Oxford Hills Vikings have defeated the Skowhegan Indians by a final of 10-0. Steve, I know they wrecked your scorecard in the second inning when they batted around, and those Canadian geese didn't make it onto the scoreboard, and they're still there hanging out.
Some interesting confines, that's for sure.
Having a good time, but Oxford Hills pretty much did whatever they want. 7-run second inning is really what changed it up here.
It was that big second inning. There were a couple of errors in that inning, some fielding problems for Skowhegan, and timely hitting, really taking advantage of the mistakes that the other team gave you. In that inning alone, they scored 7 runs on 5 hits. There were those 2 errors that were just so costly. They still left a couple of guys on base, but outside of that inning, Skowhegan really played well with these guys. I mean, it sounds crazy to think that a 10-0 game was closer than it was, but you've got the anomaly there. And first time around, it was Luska that able to get the go-ahead run, push it across. He got the win on the mound. This time, it was that 10th run to force the mercy rule and really send Skowhegan packing, and Oxford Hills ready to host a playoff game, their second playoff game here in 2018 at the Skowhegan Athletic Complex on Saturday.
We will know more about that later on. We'll tell you about that. Just go to MBR.org, and that'll keep you updated on everything. Broadcast schedules can be found at MBRradio.com and right on the front page of MBR.org. You see girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, baseball, and softball, all right there on the front page. For Steve Flynn, and for Des back in the Norway studio, I'm Matty B. Again, your final score, Oxford Hills 10, Skowhegan nothing. This has been the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7 Sports on Maine AM 780. The Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org from the Spectrum Healthcare Partners broadcast booth. Catch you